Hello, welcome to Spoiler Peace Theater, the podcast that doesn't give a shit about spoilers. We just want to talk about the movies. My name is Dave Riedel. My pronouns are he, him. I write about movies and stuff like that, and I'm a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association.
And my name is Megan Kearns. My pronouns are she, her. I write for In Session Film. I'm a co-host of the Slashers podcast, a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and a member of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics.
Yowza. That's an enthusiastic.
Yay!
Yeah. So this week, Evan is off. He's got other things going on. So wanted to tell you that over on the Patreon, we did a Terrence Stamp poll in honor of Mr. Stamp, who left us in August. And the movie that you voted on was Link, the 1986 chimp thriller. I don't know what it's supposed to be, a horror movie. It's not horrific. It's not very thrilling. In fact, it's kind of a piece of shit. But boy, did we have a good time complaining about it. Actually, yes. The more I talked about it, it's not like one of those things where you've heard me where I get angrier the more I talk about how much I did. This is more I was just perplexed. and you were disgusted and perplexed, I think.
I was. Yes.
So we talk about that over on Patreon, and you patrons, please go check it out. And if you're not a patron, please consider becoming one. $5 a month. You get extra episodes each week. There's a poll you can vote on each month. Do. It's a good time. Look into it. So this week we are talking. I know the look on Megan's face when I said look into it. It
was amazing.
Anyway, we're talking about 3 movies this week. Megan saw Dangerous Animals, which is coming out on streaming today. We watched Caught Stealing because one of the other movies that we were going to cover, we never got the screener for. So Megan was like, hey, you want to go do Caught Stealing? And I was like, yeah, I'll do Caught Stealing. So we did. We're going to talk about that. And then we have a new movie, The Baltimorons. This is a new Duplass Brothers thing, directed by Jay Duplass, produced by Jay and Mark, et cetera, et cetera. But Megan is going to start us off with Dangerous Animals. Take it away.
Yes. So I saw Dangerous Animals, I think 2 or 3 months ago in the theater. And because I had heard such great things about this, and I was initially put off by Jai Courtney because I'd never really seen him be great in anything. And boy, was I mistaken. And it was a great time. And it's so good. It's so much fun. So this is directed by Sean Byrne. And it stars Jai Courtney and Hassie Harrison. And let me give you the synopsis. This is from Shudder because it's now streaming on Shudder. When Zephyr, yes, her name is Zephyr, a rebellious surfer is abducted by a shark-obsessed serial killer and held captive on his boat, she must figure out how to escape before he carries out a ritualistic feeding to the sharks below. So, yeah, the movie opens and Jai Courtney is a boat captain. He takes tourists out on his boat to show them the sights. And he's like, we're going to go see some sharks. And he like puts them in shark cages. But then when they so he takes a couple out and they come back on the boat. And then he kills them and feeds them to the sharks. And you find out later when Zephyr is on his boat and she's captive that he's obsessed with sharks and he got bit by a shark when he was a kid. So he has a great deal of reverence for sharks, but also seems like he hates them too, but doesn't hate them, but hates people and hates that they don't respect sharks. And he's very unhinged. And let me tell you, Jai Courtney this is a fun movie, just period. But Jai Courtney really makes this movie. He is so over the top in the best possible way. He is utterly just unhinged, lets it all out emotionally and physically too. And he's great. He's just so great in this scenery chewing role that he's just making the most of, that I feel like he needs to play these kinds of villains in all the horror movies because he's so good at it here. And this was a fun time. Like, this is really fun So she's going to go surfing, and then she gets on his boat and he traps her, and then she keeps trying to escape, but she keeps getting recaptured. So she's very clever, which is great, but then it's so frustrating because she keeps getting recaptured, but then that ramps up the tension. And then she's not the only one on the boat. There's another woman who's also held captive. So they're both in this room on the boat, and when Zephyr's like trying to scream for help, the other woman's like, shh, don't say anything. Don't say anything. You'll just upset him. And so it's just really tense, but this is also a lot of fun. There's a lot of sharks who are killing people. It's great. And, I was worried the shark might die. The shark doesn't die. It's great. And Jai Courtney is wild in this. So this is a really, really fun watch. So I definitely recommend this.
Okay.
And the cinematography looks good too.
You better look good when you're on the ocean. It's hard. It's hard. It's easy to fuck up the ocean. So, I mean, it's easy to fuck up snow. I mean,
Yeah. But yeah.
So I was gonna watch this, and the link didn't arrive, but you had already seen it, so that's good.
Yes.
But I looked at the poster. This is a good looking poster.
Yes, it's a great poster. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that it is supposed to be like sharky or whatever the thing, but it does resemble a fin. It looks like an octopus tentacle more, but that's also creepy. And then the marketing tagline is "You're safer in the water." I mean, that's good. That's a really good marketing line.
Yeah.
So
yeah. This was a fun surprise. I was not expecting this to be as fun as it is, as enjoyable as it is. So yeah, this was quite a gem.
All right. Well then, let's move on to another movie that's already out. Caught Stealing. This is Mr. Elvis himself. What's his name? Austin Butler?
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie, by the way. This has been out for about a week now. This is Austin Butler and Regina King and Zoe Kravitz and Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber as Hasidic Jews. And God, who else is in this?
Matt Smith as a
that's
punk.
Right. He's the punk. Because the whole time I'm watching that, I'm like, I know who that is. Who is that?
Yeah.
And then when he shows up like the second time after all the shit's gone down, I'm like, oh, right. It's Matt Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and Griffin Dunn.
Right. Griffin in a great, kind of throwaway part.
Yes. And Carol Kane.
Yep. For a hot second. So anyway, what I wrote in my IMDb summary of this was, a movie this predictable has no right being this much fun. Although I did tell you off mic, there were two things that really did surprise me. One, just the way it opens up with him getting beaten so badly that his kidney gets ruptured and he ends up in the hospital. Because I thought those two guys were going to fuck him up. But then when they start literally beating him, the one guy with his head, I was like, oh my God,
we should probably. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say we should probably give a summary or a little.
Yes.
You're
right. Absolutely. I I made the mistake of thinking everybody's seen this already. So here we go. Here's your IMDb summary. Burned out ex-baseball player Hank Thompson unexpectedly finds himself embroiled in a dangerous struggle for survival amidst the criminal underbelly of 1990s New York City, forced to navigate a treacherous underworld he never imagined. I mean, that's all true. So basically what happens is Matt Smith, the punk next door neighbor, is he the middleman or is he a dealer? He's a dealer.
He's the banker. He's the one who holds all the money for all. Well, he first was a dealer, yes.
And then he became,
and then he became the banker because they all trusted sort of him.
They trusted him more than they trusted other people.
Yes, exactly. So he's the one who holds all the dealer's money. But you don't find that out until very late into the film.
Right. What happens first is you see that Austin Butler works in a bar. He's a bartender. Griffin Dunn is his boss. Zoe Kravitz is his EMT girlfriend. And they have a nice, kind of sexy rapport. And it's clear they really do care about each other. It's not just some boning. Because Because at first I'm like, they're just boning. And then I was like, oh no, I think that she actually really digs him. I don't know how he feels because like, look at that guy's face. But Austin Butler is an unusual looking dude in a good way. I think. So, you know how I was saying earlier that like Matthew Broderick always looks confused?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. You did say that on Patreon.
I said that on Patreon. Austin Butler uses that. Like he knows how to look confused. He doesn't look confused most of the time, but he actually uses the confused face when his character is confused. It's nice. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think he's a really good actor. So
I can't remember what I've seen him in besides this. I know I've seen him in other stuff because it's like when everyone's like, he's Elvis, I was like, oh yeah, that guy. So, you know, but anyway, he's a bartender. He and Zoe Kravitz are back at his place doing whatever. It's clear that he has a drinking problem that she is monitoring. And the next morning they get up or no, it's not the next morning. It's like that night. His Russ, his next door neighbor, is like, hey, my dad had a stroke. I got to go back to London, watch my cat. And he's like, your cat's a biter, which by the way, the cat never bites him, which is funny. It does bite everybody else. And Zoe Kravitz is like, oh no, we'll take it's fine. We'll totally take the cat. She brings over the litter box even. He's like, no, I don't want the litter box. She's like, you're taking care of the cat. Fuck you. And so the next morning after Zoe Kravitz leaves to go to work, these two Ukrainian mobsters are knocking on Russ's door and they're mean looking and it looks like you don't want to fuck with them. And Austin Butler is going to get the cat food from Russ's house and they just beat the shit out of him so badly. One guy with his head against Austin Butler's rib cage that I'm watching this going like, I mean, this is a bad beating. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. And then the movie knows that too, because then it shows he's, peed himself and there's blood in his urine. And now I didn't love this when his character goes, oh, that's not good. Because it's like, of course it's not good. That's just like, that line is overused. But anyway, he wakes up in the hospital. He's had a kidney removed. Zoe Kravitz is like, dude, this is fucking awful. What the fuck? Then he goes home. And Regina King, the cop, is there. And she's like, what was this all about? Like, what would what the fuck? Because she thinks that he's got something to do with it. And he's like, no, I don't. And he doesn't know what everybody is going over there looking for. She shows him this picture of these two Hasidic Jews who are played by Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio. And she's like, if you see these guys are what I call scary monsters. So if you see them, call me. Don't interact with them at all. And it is a little bit of clever. Now it's not that clever because of course you're going to think two guys who are Hasidic Jews are not going to like be drug dealing guys who'll just shoot the fuck out of you. But it's Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio. So you know that you've got two really good actors playing these parts. So anyway, he sees them outside the door. He calls Regina King. She comes over and, he's freaking out. And she's like, let's, oh, and that's right. I forgot. There's a second time because the Ukrainian guys come back with the redheaded guy who speaks Spanish. I don't remember what his name is or how he's connected.
Colorado,
that's his name. But they threaten. Did you also notice that it's kind of implied that Austin Butler's character speaks Spanish? Because
he at least understands it. Yeah,
he clearly understands everything. Which, he's living in Alphabet City in the late 90s. It's entirely possible he could have just picked up Spanish.
Yep.
It's not a predominantly, Puerto Rican or Spanish speaking neighborhood, but there were a lot of Spanish speakers down there then. So, because I lived in New York at that time and I knew Alphabet City pretty well. Not going to tell you why. Anyway, it had to do with stuff. So,
reasons.
Well, one of the things that this movie does very well is the timing. I mean, this looks like Alphabet City in the 90s when it was like just on the cusp of like them kicking the poor people out and moving the rich people in, but it still looked kind of shitty. And you could still have an apartment that looked like Austin Butler's, but it probably only cost you like $450 a month. So, totally legit. Anyway, Austin Butler's been threatened. Regina King's like interviews him again. She takes him out for coffee. And this is the thing that I saw coming. I saw her being a dirty cop. Now, you must have seen that.
No, I didn't actually.
You didn't see that?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was just kind of like the way this movie is, the way Regina King's kind of playing this, it just seems like, she's just too big a name to just be a cop, in a story, in like a caper story.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be something else that's going on. And then it turns out she's dirty and she's connected all this. And Austin Butler has found a key in a fake piece of poop in the cat's litter box.
I love that, by the way. It's great.
Yeah. And he's lost it because after he got his kidney removed, he went out drinking, which he wasn't supposed to do. And he got really sick and he threw up everywhere and he got rid of his pants and his shirts because they were covered in barf. And then the homeless guy, you find out later, the homeless guy who lives on his block took the pants and the key is still in it. And the homeless guy gives him the key, which I also knew that was going to be the thing. You know what I did not see coming? I did not see Zoe Kravitz getting shot in the head coming. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, they killed Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Like one of the few people who can actually open a movie. They killed her off in the first 30 minutes. That surprised the shit out of me. Did it surprise you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That did surprise me.
And also, like, they're like an execution murder too, because it's like you can see, if you've seen enough movies, you know that if you see char marks around the bullet, then that gun was point blank. Anyway. So everybody's after him. He runs away from the Hasidic guys who are bad dudes, and then they catch up to him and they take him to, dinner at their mother's house, well, their grandmother's house, technically, because they keep calling her Bubby, but I don't think Carol Kane is old enough to like be there.
No, I was thinking that. I was like, she's like their mom's age, like not grandmother's age. But but anyway.
And you get the feeling she kind of knows that they're bad guys, but she sort of is like, I don't want to know that you're bad guys.
Right.
But she also tells Austin Butler, don't show your teeth unless you know how to bite or something like she says to him.
Yep.
And so long story longer, Russ ends up dead because Austin Butler hits him in the head with an aluminum baseball bat. But before he dies, he's like, I've got $4 million. That's why these people are going crazy. And I was supposed to give them the money my dad had the day my dad had the stroke. And I went to London and he's like, I didn't call them to tell them. And of course, this is 1998 when you couldn't just call somebody on a cell phone in the United States from London without it costing $1 million. So basically this is all happening because Russ fucked up. Like there was really nothing shady going on. It's just Russ was being stupid,
Which is understandable considering his dad had a stroke.
It's perfectly understandable.
Yeah.
And I also just kind of like the idea that the guy with like the 1978 punk hairdo would care about his dad so much. It just kind of makes me laugh in a good way.
Yeah.
So long story short, Austin Butler outsmarts everybody and they all end up dead. And he takes the money and he sends half of it to his mother, Laura Dern, which I love the fact that Laura Dern is on screen for maybe 15 seconds and her only line of dialogue is fuck.
Well, yes, but you hear her voice
hear her on
throughout
the phone,
the movie. Because I knew it was, I was like, that's Laura Dern. I knew her instantly.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, are we going to see Laura Dern?
I couldn't place it. I'm like, I heard that woman before for sure, but I don't know who it is. And then when she showed up on screen, I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, so I didn't know that Regina King was a dirty cop in this, but I did know Laura Dern's voice.
Yeah.
And I also recognized Bad Bunny, who's playing Colorado.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I always forget that Bad Bunny can speak English, but he almost never does. Like whenever he's like doing a thing. Yeah, no, it's kind of like his character sort of, I like the way that they use it in this, where he's just speaking Spanish, and then to be really menacing is when he switches to English, Yeah. But I also, knew that like Austin Butler wouldn't be able to kill Regina King, so that the Hasidic guys did it, whose names I can't remember. They're both so good. Now, Liev Schreiber, I'm pretty sure, has played a part very similar to this before. I couldn't tell you where, but I think he's played like an old Jewish guy before. I'm not sure. It took me a while to realize that was Vincent D'Onofrio, though.
Oh.
Because I just couldn't see it under the beard. And those look like real beards. I wonder if they grew those. I mean, because those are good. If they're fake beards, they're good looking fake beards. Yeah. What did you think of this? Did you have a good time?
I did. This was a lot more. It's funny. We were talking off mic about how the poster doesn't really match the vibe and how
Yes.
you were thinking that this was kind of more like a fun heist caper. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely got the vibe that this was going to be a fun, like, it's funny. The vibe is that this is going to be a fun movie, but knowing it's a Darren Aronofsky film, I'm like, there's
Yes.
no way in hell it's going to be a fun time, like that kind of fun. But it is fun in the sense that this is quickly paced, some great performances by great actors, and the cat. I loved Bud the cat.
Bud the Cat's so good.
Bud the cat is great. I love that cat. That cat is beautiful and so
He's
sweet.
really good looking cat.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. I love that cat. And I love that Hank ends up taking care of the cat and constantly like protecting the cat and being there for the cat. It's great. I love that. Very inside Llewyn Davis, which I'm totally here for because I love that movie and I love the cat in that too. So anyway, yeah, this was great. I love Zoe Kravitz. I think Austin Butler's, like I said earlier, I think he's a really good actor, but I've never been like, wow, he's great. He is great here. Like
He's really good.
he is so magnetic here but has so like I felt so bad for him. Like he is just haunted by this horrific car accident that ended his baseball career when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And he killed his friend and teammate, and he just is absolutely traumatized by this and keeps waking up in these like cold sweat nightmares. And I felt so bad for him, but he's a good, like, you're rooting for him, but he's got so many problems and like he just keeps getting the shit kicked out of him. And yeah, so I felt really bad for him, but he was great to watch. He was a great hero to root for, a great flawed hero. And yeah, I liked this supporting cast. Lot of colorful characters who leave an impression, and I thought this was a good time. And I like Darren Aronofsky as a filmmaker. Definitely a step up from The Whale, which I could not get through, and that's a fat phobic film. But
I guess I didn't realize he directed that.
Yeah, he did. But other films of his I love. Like I love Black Swan. I think The Wrestler's great. And I love The Fountain, which is a weird film.
Oh, you love The Fountain? You're one of those.
I sure do. I saw it in the theater. That was great.
I saw it in the theater too. I feel like he's one of those filmmakers who his movies either the movie itself either works completely or not at all. Like
that's fair.
I've never watched a movie of his and been like, he almost got it. Or it's like it's good but not great. It's either amazing or in my mind a gigantic piece of shit.
That's fair. Oh, Mother. I'm obsessed with Mother. I fucking love Mother so much.
I hated it.
I love it. Love it.
I'd watch Noah again before I'd watch Mother.
I haven't seen Noah, but I definitely want to.
Yeah. The Wrestler's good. Did you mention that one?
I did. Yeah. The Wrestler's really good.
But The Fountain, now I don't understand. I think actually, here you go. I think the Requiem for a Dream is good. I don't think it's great. Like people think it's great.
Yeah, people love it.
And everyone's like, "Oh, it's so disturbing." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, Trainspotting's disturbing too. I mean, lots of drug movies are disturbing, and this is on the more disturbing side. I'll give you that because it's got that great scene where one of the Wayans brothers, Marlon Wayans, is wearing the camera that like is on your face, the one that Matthew Libatique like invented basically. After he gets the blood spatter all over him, that's a great moment. That's like the freakiest moment.
I wouldn't know. I never saw it. I know.
Oh,
no.
I think you'd be into it.
I'm not into drug movies, but that doesn't.
Well, then you may not.
But that doesn't mean I don't want to see it. But so but this is the reason I know. Like people talk about how disturbing it is. I'm not really into drug movies, so it's like I want to see it, and I know I should, and I will, but it's not high up on my list for those reasons.
Well, back in the day when I was a young person who went and saw every independent movie that came out, I saw Pi in theaters, which
Oh, that's amazing.
had to wait in line for tickets and the whole thing. And Pi is like, it's interesting. It's really well done. And it's so 16 millimeter. At a time when that was normal to shoot your movie on 16 and blow it up. And like, it was one of those things where you're like, I don't love this story, but this guy's eye and whoever his cinematographer is, they're both pretty fucking committed to their thing.
Yeah.
And so one thing I will say about Darren Aronofsky is whether I like his movie or I don't, he is 100%. And he's not like just making a movie because he needs a paycheck. He's like, what am I Darren Aronofskying to this movie?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. He's got a vision. He's going to commit to it.
Yeah.
And they're always striking visuals.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've talked myself into it. I need to see Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah. I think, what's his face? Matthew Libatique? I don't know.
Libatique, yeah.
I think he's shot all of his movies. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he shot them all. And he's a great cinematographer. So,
yes. He's
anyway,
got issues as a person, but yes.
Oh, does he? I don't know anything about him except his last name is French. That's the only thing I know about him.
But no, he's a brilliant cinematographer.
Yeah. And Darren Aronofsky also looks like a very serious dude. Like, I've seen interviews with him where he's like a normal person and you're like, oh, you do have a sense of humor. But like when you just see still photos of him, you're like, I'm pretty sure you're mad at somebody. Anyway, so this is not what it's more serious than I thought it would be, but it does have a pretty
there's a zaniness to it.
There is a zaniness and a sense. I mean, because it's just funny to watch two Hasidic Jews with guns running down the street, you know, shouting that we're going to kill you. I mean, it's
very
just
jarring. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they also have that conversation in the car because they're talking about whether or not to kill Hank, and because he's seen them and he's like, he knows about them, and then they're like, oh, but he loves his mother too, and we can't fault him for that. We like that.
Yeah. We love his mother too, and like, could he really do us any harm? Like one of us, like, could he really do us any harm? And they're like, nah, probably not. Even after Vincent D'Onofrio realizes that he's figured out they killed Zoe Kravitz, his girlfriend, he's not going to kill him, which is amazing. Yeah. Although he should have put his seatbelt on. Anyway.
Yep, he should have.
Do you have any parting thoughts on Caught Stealing?
No, just that I really liked this.
Yeah. My parting thought is I thought it was going to be
really
a caper movie, right? And it kind of is, but it's kind different.
Yeah.
And I think all the characters are really well drawn, and it's really well acted. It's well paced.
Yeah. We mentioned Griffin Dunne before.
Oh, right.
He is so good. I feel like that performance is excellent, but also that character of the bar owner boss, I feel like I know everything I know about that guy just in his small performance.
I've known that guy. Yeah. I mean, you know? So, absolutely.
Just really great.
Like, I've been to that bar, you know, back when I was a drinking man. Like, everything about this movie feels so lived in.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Very much so.
Although some of the visuals that they're trying to make look like Alphabet City were clearly shot in different cities, but that's okay. Because it would take a lot of set dressing and production design to do over Avenue A these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Last movie of the night, we are talking about the new J. Duplass movie, The Baltimorons. This is a movie. That's usually what I say when I don't like a movie. This is written by J. Duplass and Michael Strassner, who's also the star. It's directed by J. Duplass. If you know the Duplass brothers, it has that Duplass brothers vibe, I guess I'd say. And here's your one-sentence IMDb summary. A newly sober man's Christmas Eve dental emergency leads to an unexpected romance with his older dentist as they explore Baltimore together. I mean, I don't know if I'd say they explore Baltimore. I mean, they sort of do by default, but they're both from Baltimore, and everywhere they go, one of them is like, "Oh, I haven't been here in years." So it's like, yeah, all right, you're kind of overplaying your hand, but okay.
Well, they're exploring, I guess, in the sense I totally see what you're saying, but I guess they're exploring in the sense that you're seeing different parts of Baltimore, different neighborhoods. They're showing it to the other one, so
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, but I'm going to say, because I've done a lot of yap in this episode, and also I feel like we will both have things to say about this. But what I do want to say before is this. Now, I usually like Mark Duplass movies right away from the beginning, just always. But every J. Duplass movie I've seen, the first 20 minutes, I want to murder everyone. Everyone. Like, I hated this guy so much that I was like, you are the dumbest motherfucker who ever lived. After you have that great opening scene, which is just like, I was like, is this movie opening with what I think it's opening with?
Oh, with the suicide where he tries to hang himself and then he fucks
and
that
then he
up?
Can't.
Yeah.
But then eventually it won me over. So anyway, what you do the thing. Sorry. If you don't mind. I mean, if you'd rather I did it.
Yeah, no, I don't really. It's fine. Either way, it's totally cool.
Siri just woke up on my phone. I don't know why.
Oh, hello, Siri.
Yeah.
Good morning or good evening.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie is kind of a bare bones plot, but it is the two of them. So, okay. So Cliff, he doesn't, it's very clear he doesn't want to go to his girlfriend's parents' house for Christmas Eve, but that's where they're going. And she's mad because he keeps getting texts from his friend about going to the stand-up comedy show, and she's like, you better not be going, and he's like, I'm not going. I texted him and no. And you later find out why she's so upset about him possibly going, because he got fired from work doing his job, which was doing stand-up, and he got too drunk and had problems, and he is sober and in recovery, and he's been 6 months sober. So she's worried that that's a trigger for him. And so anyway, he's about to go into his girlfriend's or fiance's. He keeps saying she's my girlfriend, but then he's like, fiance, I keep forgetting. So he's about to go into his fiance's family's house, and he slips on a loose brick on a step, and then he face plants and he breaks a tooth like pops out. A tooth on the lower tooth pops out. So there's blood everywhere. And so it's Christmas Eve. He's frantically trying to call dentist offices to get emergency dental surgery. And he finally gets through to one in downtown Baltimore. And so he goes there, and it's Dee Dee, this woman who is very nice, but very, very gruff, because she's, being disturbed on Christmas Eve, and she has her daughter and other family coming. And so she's trying to get through it fast. And he is terrified of needles. And so he makes weird banter about that. And then he starts also being weird after she gives him, I'm assuming, nitrous oxide, and he starts flirting with her. And which is just, he's kind of goofy and awkward. And so then he goes to leave, and she gives him like a temporary filling, and she's like, okay, come back on Monday and you can pay me all on Monday, and then she's like, I'll put the crown in and you're good to go. So he goes to leave, and his car's been towed. So then he's like, oh, and so he's trying to get an Uber, but there's surge pricing. He calls his fiance. She's basically like, we're about to eat, find something on the way, bye. And so he's like, okay. So then Dee Dee is like, okay, I'll give you a ride to the tow truck place. So then she gives him a ride, and they're chit-chatting and everything, and then she's like, okay, bye. And And he also feeds her on the way. He has like sweet potatoes that he feeds her. Anyway,
That was
so
when I was like, I hate this movie. When that scene.
when he's like
I was
feeding
like,
her the
I
sweet potatoes.
fucking hate this. When he's like, okay, you're more of an airplane goes in the or whatever. And I was just like, I hate this. I hate it. I hate this movie's cuteness. I hate it.
Was it too twee?
It was, I don't know what it was. Twee might be the right word.
Yeah.
Ultra twee, two times twee.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was a lot. So Dee Dee's about to go away, drive away, but she kind of lingers for a bit because she's watching to see if he gets his car because he sees his car and he's knocking on the door, but there's nobody there. So then he opens up another car door that's in front of his car to try or he tries to open the door, it's not open. So then he pushes the car so then he can get in his car and drive away. But then the tow truck driver comes and then she calls him and she's like, you got to duck down. You got to get behind the trucks. So basically she's like helping him to, I guess, not really steal his car, but break his car out. And then it's just like hijinks, shenanigans, and nonsense. And so then he's like inviting her to his fiance's Christmas. And then she's like, no, I have family. But he had overheard her talk to her daughter on the phone that her ex-husband had gotten married on Christmas Eve. And so the reception was going to be that night. And so her daughter and granddaughter were going to spend time with her ex-husband rather than spending it with her. So she doesn't have plans. So they end up just like going around Baltimore because then he's like, well, let me buy you at least a drink. Let me get you a drink. Let me get you some food. We need to get you food. And so they go to one place, but it's really, because she's like, well, nowhere's going to be open. And he's like, I know a place is going to be open. And they go and the place is packed and there's like a 3-hour wait. So then they go somewhere else and then they go somewhere else. And then she invites him to her ex-husband's place because her daughter had invited. And then he's like hamming it up with everybody. And he's like, Cliff Cashin, my name's Cliff Cashin. I'm delighted to be here. I'm thrilled to be here. And he is an utter delight to her daughter and to her granddaughter, especially her granddaughter. And he's very charming. And yeah, so then they go back later to, she takes him on a boat because it's her ex-husband's boat. And so they go around
looking for soft shell crab.
Yes, that's right.
Which even I know are out of season for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's right. Because she wanted soft shell crabs. And then they go back to her place and she plays some music and that she wanted. And he's like, this is a great song. And she's like, I wanted this at my wedding, but my ex-husband didn't want it. And he's like, well, what did he want? And he wanted like the Baltimore Orioles song or something. I don't know. Some sports nonsense. And so then he's like, well, will you dance with me? And so they start dancing and then they make out and then they spend the night together. And so then the next day he's not there. And she's kind of like, she has an interesting reaction because it's like, ooh, is she pissed? Is she relieved? I don't know. And then he comes back pretty quickly and he's like, okay. He's like, I just was on your back porch. I like to watch the sunrise. Okay, we're going to make pancakes. Let's get pancakes going. And she's like, you got to go. She's like, I have my family coming over for Christmas. You got to go. So then he leaves, and meanwhile he's been texting his fiance, and every time he texted her, she's like, "Well, you already missed presents." Oh, and I totally forgot. They went to the comedy show. They went to the improv show, and they do improv together. And she's never done improv, and he had told her like, you got to do yes and, like, you can't say no to anything in improv. You got to do yes and play it up. And so they do a whole bit on stage, which he was really nervous to do because he'd never done it sober. And people were laughing. And even when they made mistakes, people were laughing. And people were mad at him for being there because he was a jerk to one of the other guys, which is what got him fired. And so anyway, people were really much nicer than he thought they were going to be. And they laughed. So he was like, woohoo, this is such a huge accomplishment that I did this sober. So anyway, she tells him you got to go after they have sex the next day. And she's like, you got to sort things out with your fiance. and and I got my family. So then he goes and talks to his fiance. Oh yeah, and in the middle of the night when they were on the boat, his fiance does show up because she has his location tracked and she saw that he was in the middle of the water, so she thought he had tried to kill himself again and like by drowning. So she was freaked out. So anyway, the next day he talks to his fiance and she's really upset because he had missed all of Christmas Eve. And then she's like, I don't really know what's going on with you, but I can't do this anymore. I can't be constantly thinking about, are you okay? Are you safe? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I realized a normal life just isn't for me, but I really did try. Which is a really sad moment, actually, like really sad. And so, yeah, so they break up and then he like a couple days later, maybe the next day, I'm not sure. He brings a present to Dee Dee, but he goes to the wrong house because he can't remember exactly where she lives.
Yeah.
And then, so then they have more banter, and then she invites him in, and her family is there. And before that, before they go inside, she's like, I don't want you to mess with me. Like, I don't basically, like, I don't want you to hurt me. And he's like, no, I'm not. I would never do that. And he's like, I really like you and I want to see where this goes. He's like, I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to see where it goes. And then they go in the house together and that's it. That's the film.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Yeah. So there's a lot that happens for not a lot of like plot per se, but there's still a lot that happens emotionally, like a lot of conversation. But yeah, something that keeps coming up is that they both keep saying, what's next? What's next? And they're like, I'm having such a great time. This is the best night. I'm having the best time. And so they both are like each of them are individually saying this to the other. So they both are clearly enjoying each other's company.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I agree with you about the beginning. I was like, oh my God, fuck this movie. I didn't like it. I was like, oh no, this movie sucks. I didn't like it at all. It took a while for me to actually get into it. But and I don't like the improv because I don't like improv. Except
you are not a comedy person, really.
That's not entirely true because I've been to comedy shows.
No. Yours, like you say, there are a lot of comedy movies that people find funny.
That's
don't find
true.
Funny.
That is true. I have a very specific sense of humor, and that is correct. And my humor doesn't align with everybody. But what I was going to say is I do like long form improv by Ben Schwartz because Ben Schwartz is hilarious.
Amazing.
I know, but I went and saw his show. That he does his long form improv, and it was so good. It was so good. But yeah, no, I do go see comedy shows. Like there are comedians I've seen stand up, and they're great. But yeah, no, a lot of comedy movies I don't like. That you're absolutely 100% spot on about that. Yeah. So I did not like this at first, but once it finds its stride, and I think it's once Cliff kind of opens up and is weirdly performative yet somehow more vulnerable, that's when I was like, okay, I see who this person is. I see what he's doing. And he's really enjoying his time with Dee Dee. And there was something kind of special there. They have a special rapport. However, I also simultaneously couldn't help being like kind of weirded out because she's like, oh, this is what it's like to be the other woman. And I'm like, what are we doing?
You were like,
here?
Ew, gross.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, yes, and characters can make bad choices, and that, yes, that makes them kind of more realistic. But I'm like, what are we doing? And then I was also all I kept thinking of is he's only 6 months sober. Like maybe he should be single for a year. Maybe he should be single for a while. Like, do you know what you're getting yourself into? And like, does he know? Anyway, so I kept thinking about all the other like kind of realistic complications and challenges. But aside from all that, if we just focus on Cliff and Dee Dee's rapport, it's adorable. It's very lovely to see that these two kind of lost souls have found each other and have found something that they're utterly delighted about. And that was great.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more about what you thought.
Yeah, I hated it until I think where I really started to enjoy it, because the other thing that I hated was I was like, how stupid is this guy when he's in the tow yard
Yeah.
and he keeps asking her what's going on, and he can't figure out where the things are that she's telling him. And it's
Right.
just like, are you stupid? Am I going to have to watch a movie where the main character is a fucking idiot? And I'm assuming, and no, he's not a fucking idiot. It's just like, maybe he was just, not good at trying to steal his own car. I don't know.
I don't know.
Where it first started to win me over was when they go to her ex-husband's
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
shindig.
what it did for me
and
too.
He's like, Cliff Cashin, hey everybody.
Yes.
And he does that twice because he knows that she feels awkward. So he's like, I don't know if his character is even thinking this through, but I think it's more ingrained in him really at this point. He's like, she's uncomfortable. I'm going to take the spotlight off her and I'm going to make all the eyes on me so she can feel less pressure.
Exactly.
Which totally works. Mm-hmm. And it's a really good, intuitive, empathetic thing that he does there. And it's like, all right, this guy's got some emotional depth. I don't know to what extent, but it's working. And then when her ex-husband's being a douche, and he's clearly married a fucking weirdo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of love when Cliff keeps making jokes like to her that are very clearly insulting her, but she's not picking up on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to like it. And I'm not sure that I buy their romance entirely, but
Ooh, okay.
But I did see that I did believe their fondness for each other.
Yes.
Just sort of that they sort of, it's like every once in a while, and this happens like to people all the times. Like sometimes you just meet someone, you're just like, yeah, you're all right. I think that you're cool. I don't know why, but rock and roll, man. So yeah, it happens. And I liked the movies. I don't know that I would call the pace leisurely, but it's not, it's not a quick movie by any means. I mean, it's only 100 minutes long or something like that. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. And it gets a lot accomplished in that short amount of time. And the story is paper thin, but not paper thin like Link over on Patreon. Paper thin in the sense that this movie is more interested in being a character study than it is, a movie with a, solid beginning, middle, and end. I really liked their conversation from like 30 yards away from each other.
Yeah.
Like when he goes to the wrong house, I was just
me
like,
too.
I don't know what it is, but this is really working for me.
Yeah, it was very sweet. Yeah, I liked it too. But not like cloyingly sweet, not sappy.
Yes, it was really good at kind of not even going up to the line, just getting, just close enough so that you're like, if this gets any more sentimental, then I'm gonna, get really weirded out. But I also think it's really good, a really good example. It understands pain well, emotional pain. This movie really understands, like the kinds of things it understands how you can't articulate something, but how the other person knows what you mean, even though you can't articulate it. And it also understands how you can break up and it's very sad, but you both know it's the right thing to do and you don't hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember what else I've seen his fiance in. I've seen her before because she's very unique looking. So I'm like, I know I've seen her. What? Anyway, I really, I thought this was terrific. Once I got past once I got past the initial, like, can we stop being stupid and baby birding and all that shit? It wasn't baby birding. It was the airplane. Sorry. Baby birding is when you spit chewed food into somebody's mouth. Sorry. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that though about you're not sure if you buy their romance, because I was thinking about that too, and I'm like, what is their romance authentic? Like for me as an audience member, and we as a society don't typically bat an eye at massive age differences when the man is older.
Mm.
Why do we when the woman is older? And it's funny. I was like, no, that's not it. But there is something that I'm like, is it because she's his dentist? Is it because he's still engaged? I'm not sure.
I think for me it's because she came around so quickly, because
Oh, okay, that makes
she
sense.
she really wasn't interested in doing anything with him. She was just kind of looking forward to going home and I think feeling sorry for herself.
Yeah.
And now if you were going to have a movie like this and have a point in the movie when she realizes, oh, I like this guy, it's going to be exactly when it is, when they go to her ex-husband's
Right.
reception and he's like kind of does a great job of making her feel not like shit. But I don't know, somehow I was just like, she doesn't really. Well, for one thing, this is going to be kind of strange thing to say about like an improv like a character who like does improv, but his character is actually pretty unaffected. He's not like wacky or he doesn't he doesn't really have a thing.
Mhm.
But so it's just kind of interesting that you're kind of relying on the script and the two of them to make you believe that just him, not like his. I can't even think of a specific example from the movie, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have theater elbows. Let me put it that way. And I feel like a lesser movie would rely on one of his theater elbows to be like, oh, it's because he's can dance to Le Freak that she likes him. No, it's just like she likes him because he's a guy who makes her feel good, which is nice. But at the same time, it happens so quickly. It's just like, and I've seen so movies where there's got to be a gimmick. I'm just maybe that's what it is. I just feel like you fucking pulling one over on me movie by making it just about two people who like each other. Fuck you. So I don't know. I've seen too many fucking movies, Megan.
Haven't we all?
Yeah.
And yet still not enough.
I know.
Give us more. Yeah, that is a great point. I think you're onto something. I think for me, because clearly she wants to spend more time with him and she had so much fun after going to her ex's house. But then why, like, I feel like there needed to be maybe one more conversation or something that makes her pivot where she's like, yes, you should come to my ex-husband's house. And I know we see, like, she says it. She's like, oh, we're right by my family's house. You should come. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe one more something, one more moment of connection, one more oomph. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
I mean, I'm nitpicking, but
yeah, because it is a quick turn.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think maybe they were just banking on you like these people enough to make this leap with us.
Yeah.
And I didn't like him enough at that point, though. That's the thing. It's like I
Yeah,
thought she was
right. That's I agree with you. You need to get to that point at the ex's house, but you're not there yet, so you don't know that he's so great.
He's only been an idiot up to that point. Because he's broken his tooth. He's been stupid to her when he was like high on nitrous oxide.
Yep.
He couldn't get his car because he's an idiot.
Yep.
And then he couldn't get them into the restaurant because nobody there remembered that he used to work there. So he's done 4 things that are stupid in a row.
Right. And I know what the thing of it is now. I know what the barrier is for me. Because he's been so dumb and he's been such a fuck up, it feels more that she's like a motherly role to him. And once he goes with her to her exes, then it feels more like they're emotional equals. So then it's like, okay, so this now makes more sense. But yeah. But I also would have been happy if there wasn't a romance. Like, I would have been happy if they just were platonic friends.
Yeah, I would have bought that too. I mean, I was thinking of another movie. Well, I can't remember what movie I was thinking of before, but the one I'm thinking of now is Three Colors Red, where you have Irene Jacob, who was like 25 maybe, and then Jean-Louis.
Oh, yes.
Who was like 70. I don't know how.
Yeah.
And they're just friends.
Yeah.
They're soulmates, but they're from different different generations.
Right.
And they know they're soulmates, but they also know it's like, but I'm 25 and you're 70, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Right.
So
right,
he cosmically finds like the other guy who's exactly like him, but the same age.
Yes. Because like soulmate doesn't have to be it can be romantic, of course, but doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the three people I get along with the most in this world are like three dudes who I'm not romantically involved with. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad that there was a romance, but I'm also was like, maybe I would have liked this more if it was a friendship. But either way, it still ended up being very sweet.
Yeah, I agree. It was once I got done hating it, I was really glad that I liked it.
I know. Yeah, it was a rocky beginning.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
gotta
boy.
stick with it though, and then you get to the good stuff.
Yep. All right. Any other closing thoughts on what you call it?
Nope.
Well, okay then. That is this episode of Spoiler Piece Theater. We're so glad you joined us. I actually have my outro list here, everybody, so I will get it all right. Will I get it all right? Dangerous Animals is coming. Was it Shudder? I can't remember.
Yes.
I'm not getting it all right. It's coming to Shudder. Caught Stealing is already out, and The Baltimorons opens today, September 5th. I highly recommend that. Megan, sounds like you highly recommend. We recommend all of these movies this week, don't we?
Yeah.
These are three solid. Yeah. So there you go. Want to thank our wonderful editor, Otto Clamor. Otto, thank you for making us sound great every week.
Thanks so much, Otto.
You can find Spoiler Piece Theater anywhere you get podcasts. You can find our website at spoilerpiece.com. We're on social media. We're a Spoiler Piece at Facebook, Spoiler Piece on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and Blue Sky. If you'd like to email us, get in touch with us, tell us what you thought of Caught Stealing or the Baltimorons or any of that stuff, spoilerpiece@gmail.com. We no longer have a phone number. Sorry. If you like the show, please consider rating and reviewing us. You can go to ratethispodcast.com/spoilerpiece. You can also do it directly on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That really helps us out. I mentioned earlier our Patreon. We talk about the execrable but good conversation about its execrableness movie Link, starring Terrence Stamp, an underused Terrence Stamp.
Way too underused. He deserved better.
And a Lost in the Headlights Elizabeth Shue. That's over on our Patreon.
True.
My name is Dave Riedel. I write about movies. I'm a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and I am all over social media as Dave Sees Movies, except on Twitter, where I am nowhere, and on Blue Sky, I'm David M. Riedel.
I'm sorry, I like the I'm nowhere on
Twitter.
And my name is Megan Kearns. I write for In Session Film. I am a co-host of the Slashers podcast. I'm a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association and a member of Gallica. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at OpinionS World or on Instagram and Letterboxd at The OpinionS.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Thanks. Bye.